What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episodes 6, 7, and 8 of Kaiju number 8, Season 2. We'll be talking full spoilers ahead, playing catch-up here. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch these episodes, and we'll do a real quick recap. Basically, we're in training arc territory. We find out in the first of these 3 episodes that Kaiju number 10 was created by Kaiju number 9, and he has made other Kaijus, and he wants to merge with Hoshina because they had fought in the past. He says they're similar, that they enjoyed fighting, and it's kind of left up to Hoshina if he wants to do this. He decides he's going to do it so that he can take out Kaiju number 9. Also, Kaiju number 10 wants to take out all the other Kaijus that 9 has made, because he's that kind of dude.
And will make.
Yeah. Huh? And will make, yeah. And then we jump over to Ichikawa Reino, who has basically been nominated to, based off of
genetic lottery.
His genetic lottery, that he is going to take on Kaiju number 6's weapon, which is basically armor, a suit. And so he goes through taking on that, which is challenging. They end up getting to the point where they want to see him test it out. We jump a month ahead, and he goes up against what are they called? Yojus?
The small ones are. It starts with an H, I think, for the big one.
Yeah. Hanju? Something like that. Anyway, big monsters. They put him out there in the woods to fight them with a couple dudes with him, including Furuhashi, I think his name is. Yeah, he goes out there. He has his new suit. It's ice suit. He's able to do a bunch of ice stuff with it. He's got an ice gun. He's basically Sub-Zero. He goes all out. He's murdering everything. And then when he's fighting the main monster guy, he's like pushing himself to his limits. His body's breaking apart. He's super dedicated to wanting to get stronger to protect his friends. That whole story, and he kind of loses himself mentally. So Furuhashi basically, in his own moment, gets to kind of prove to himself and everyone else that he's not just being left behind, and he kind of demonstrates for us, the viewers, but also for the people there, that his power level fluctuates basically once he's locked in, and we get this whole scene where he's running and it's dropping and going up, dropping and going up, so he's not useless. He just needs to be in the right place, the right time, and the right mindset. He's able to get Ichikawa kind of back to his senses, although he is messed up, so he can't really be in combat. So he's sitting in the back with his gun ready, and Furuhashi goes in there, does a bunch of jumping around, shooting, falling down, and shooting, and falling down some more. He ends up opening up a hole big enough to be able to shoot the core, and Ichikawa takes the shot. They defeat it. They celebrate. Everybody's happy. The boss cries. It's a whole thing. And then we jump forward to Kafka. And basically, his training arc, or the beginning of it, he ends up. What happened at the beginning of the episode? Because all I'm thinking of is the Hoshina thing.
Oh man, there was the 2, and then it kind of right back around, and then he was just kind of running around the track, kind of like.
Well, they got the news about Ichikawa.
Yeah, they got the news, and then he's like watching all these people around him basically not need his protection. Essentially, he's starting to get kind of like in his own head and down on himself.
Yeah.
And then the vice captain shows up and gives him a push, basically.
So anyway, yeah, we get to the part with Hoshina showing up and basically give him shit for keeping his secret, but also appreciating what he did in the moment that mattered the most, without trying to get too mushy with him. And then after talking with him enough, he says that he doesn't want him to turn into Kaiju number 8 anymore, because he heard that if he does that, there's a chance he won't turn back. He'll take care of Kaiju number 9. And of course, Kafka doesn't accept that, and Hoshina knew he wouldn't accept that, so he decides that he's going to train him how to fight, because obviously he has his Kaiju number 8 abilities, but he doesn't know how to fight still. He's still ready to just kind of throw himself at things and sacrifice himself, basically. He needs to be proficient in combat. So they go and just do, without suits, hand-to-hand combat where Hoshina beats the shit out of Kafka, kind of proving a point to him that he has gotten stronger, but it's not good enough, and he needs to be better at preserving himself. He needs to
Technique.
He needs technique. He needs to be able to take care of himself and not just throw himself in there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, after that whole lesson, they're leaving. Kafka looks back and sees like some samurai warrior guy with like glowing eyes. He has no idea what the hell he just saw, and they head back before lights out. Is there anything else?
I mean, that's pretty much the cut and dry of it.
Yeah. So training arc for everybody so far, with some flashbacks I didn't really touch on, but a lot of stuff of I forgot his name, but the boss guy who knew, I can't remember her name, but
Little blonde girl's mom.
Yeah.
Who had the Kaiju number 4's powers.
Yeah. So we got some cool little flashbacks and lore of his younger days and how the new generation's basically taking over, and he's trying to
pretty big theme with this whole
trying to push his legacy forward. He says this is my destiny, is basically as the only survivor of that group to, get the new people out there. Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of continue on what you were just kind of saying with the older generation passing it on to the new generation. Part of that thought process too is they had a meeting with all the captains or whatever, and they basically said they have a ticking timer for when Kaiju number 9 is going to come back, and because he absorbed one of the captains, the captain, I guess,
he has all the information that he had.
He knows like who everyone is and like what their abilities are. So they
have to adapt.
We got to get the newbies up. It'll be stuff he has no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
Got to push him forward. It was just kind of a passing the torch moment with reason.
Yeah.
So, and so yeah, we got to go through that slowly with some people. And it's been fun to see like what kind of transformations we could see, which is always kind of the point of these training arcs in anime. Some do it good, some don't. Whatever. I think the show's doing it pretty good. I do like the types of power-ups people are getting. They're not all just the same thing, which is nice.
I think it's interesting how when people take on kaiju powers, I guess, it can either be a weapon or a suit. It's kind of an interesting Monster Hunter feeling thing.
Yeah, well, because
you can like craft like one thing with it.
The girl, she was more like suited to like use weapons. Same with like the vice captain of the third squad. He uses the weapons instead, type of thing. And then we've seen a couple armor people now, and then obviously with with Reno, he's obviously wearing a suit and just kind of amplifying. We already kind of knew he was more ice focused anyways, because they kind of emphasized that. Was that season 1 where he was? They kind of talked about the bullets, and like he kind of like noticed that he was better with ice shots at the time.
Yeah.
So they're leaning into that a lot now, which is fun. Just like the other guy, I can't remember his name, the red mohawk guy, had lightning, for most of his shots. So leaning into his element as well, which is kind of cool. I also like that, he's not weak, but he's very flawed right now in his power spikes a lot. And then the captain recognized that he's also like that, and so like he's gonna personally take on basically training this kid, because he's like, I already know how this is, I've gone through this myself. So and then also just kind of like having that flashback of like these two being really familiar to him in his experiences when he was their age, type of thing. So he's got a bit of a soft spot and wants to make sure that they're gonna become strong, and kind of lets their captain know that he's going to do his best for them. So, I've honestly, the biggest curiosity for these whole 3 episodes for me is I want to see the whole Kaiju number 10 thing, I think, because that was such an interesting prospect. They got this guy's head and spine in a vat basically, and he's conscious and intelligent, which we got some lore dump out of him, which was cool. But to willingly want to become a weapon, almost with this like intent of like he's gonna take that guy's body for himself type of thing. So almost
Well,
as
just-
if he's still gonna be conscious as a weapon. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the gamble that they're implying.
Yeah.
Because he wants Hoshina's body. I don't think Hoshina's just going to give his body over to him, but he is seeing that he's going to need him as a weapon to be more powerful, basically. Something that can take out number 9. So
Yeah.
he's going to have to gamble and see if he can do that. But also, Kaiju number 10 is also saying he has his own ambitions he wants to do as well, regardless of whether he gets that body or not. But he was transparent about that he wants that because he's stuck in that tube. He can't do shit.
yeah, and he just wants to fight.
Yeah.
He finds thrill in it. So.
Yeah. He's Radon.
And he was like he's like a magnitude like 9.4 or something like that. So he's up there.
Which mixed with Hoshina would be powerful because he's already powerful. So
Well, yeah, he's like all speed, and so getting some power in there is going to make him crazy. So
yeah.
And yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing obviously like people's actual like full evolutions, and when we actually get a fight to actually like test them and put them at their limits, so we can kind of see the fruits of their labors and whatnot. I'm also curious to see how this is going to affect Kafka, because as we've kind of see him be literally a meat shield most of the time, who could just like use his raw strength to get through everything. Throwing some technique in there should make the fights a lot more interesting going forward too. So
Well, everything he does is just punches and like slams from the sky and shit. So it's like
yeah, big me Hulk moves.
yeah. So if he can, he's already powerful. So if he just learns how to fight, it's going to be even more powerful because he basically has unused potential.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all he needs to do. But everybody else, needs some kind of augment to get more powerful. So
Yeah, especially since I think they said like the average power had basically doubled in the last like 5-10 years or something like that, and so like they need to keep up. So
yeah,
but yeah, overall it was fun. Very simple, but that's fine. I don't need every show to be complicated, and the show gives just enough, I think, to keep the storyline interesting, but is definitely is a combat show. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, when we were playing catch up, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do 3 different reviews, 2 reviews, 1 review. But after watching 2 episodes, I was like, this is pretty much just like one arc happening here, like one story. So I think it'd be easy to cover the whole thing because basically everyone just needs to get more powerful. And also as a group, they need to be ready for Kaiju number 9 because now we know that he knows their original plans and everybody who's involved, stuff like that. So
the power level of all the powerful people. So.
yeah, so they have to upgrade and change things up basically for when he attacks again and how to take him out. So that's interesting. I am also most interested in Hoshina and Kaiju number 10. I thought their dialogue was really good, and I want to see where that goes because obviously Hoshina probably wants nothing to do with Kaiju number 10, but recognizes he's going to need him. And Kaiju number 10 seems eager to be unleashed, basically. So we'll see where that goes. Also, the whole thing with Ichikawa is interesting. The whole show's kind of built him up to be something special, with him just doing a lot of things that don't feel special outside of his tenacity. So it's good that he's finally being given something that can allow him to be something more than he is, because he already had the willpower. He didn't have the anything that could really push him past anyone else outside of he definitely was one of the more powerful people, but he needed that augmentation. Now he has it with Kaiju number 6, although hopefully he doesn't run into the same situation he ran into here, because he even though he did well, he also kind of like allowed himself to go insane pretty easily. So but he's also his first time battling with the power of the suit, but also his ambition. So I guess it makes sense. I am glad that Furuhashi, I think that's his name, got a little bit of play in this whole scenario, because a lot of these characters feel like they're starting to get left behind, and his whole thing was that he was like being left behind and trying to chase after everybody. So it kind of addressed something I was already thinking about, of going like, what happens to all the other characters who are like not getting cool special stuff, and they might still. The whole thing just kind of showed that he still has potential. He still has something going on. So I appreciated that. I kind of feel like I actually kind of liked that more than I liked Ichikawa's whole thing, because he's got a cool suit that he was like battling against and murdering shit with. But there's something a little more human with the redhead guy. So that was interesting. I also liked the lore drops of the old guard, the boss, and his experience back when he was younger. Kind of gives this sense of time passing and torches being handed off that I like. And then what happened with Kafka and Hoshina, I thought was cool as well. I like that they're moving past basically the whole weird dynamic of Kafka being Batman and not letting anybody know. Now it's all in the open, so they can just get past that and start their training arc. And I do like the idea, the potential of Kafka getting more powerful just through technique alone, because he's already got a crazy superpower that everybody else doesn't have. They keep playing with the idea that he might not be able to turn back. I know they're going to use that as a mechanism at some point in the story, but until we see it, I'm like, I'm not sitting here watching going, oh no, it might happen. They're going to use it the way they're going to use it. But
he's kind of the main character. So.
Exactly. So I'm like, like they keep bringing it up. I'm like, hey, I'll be fine. Yeah. But I get what they're trying to do. And then, curious about the thing he saw. I don't know if that's just like a spirit of like the what Hoshino was talking about, that lineage of people.
Old warriors.
I'm wondering if like it was just like a quick little blip, or if it's gonna mean something later.
Or if it's just symbology, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it was like symbolic or not, but it was cool. And really curious to see where this goes from here. Wondering if anybody else is gonna get a training arc. I feel like we'll probably see something on someone.
Well, because we also don't have much season left. I have a feeling we're just gonna do all this training, and then a big thing's gonna happen and be the cliffhanger for the season.
Yeah, Homeboy's going to show up again and be like, "Ooh, I'm going to kill everybody, and it's going to work perfectly." And then he's going to
not care about anything and talk analytically about everything.
And then he's going to do it, and he's like, "Uh-oh, why'd that not work?" And then he's going to be surprised.
Exploding.
Yep. But I'm here for it. I want to see it, because, like you said, this is like an action anime, and I'm enjoying that. So, and it's got fun characters, so, and decent animation when they need it. Good couple 3 episodes, but I'm ready for the story to get into motion again. Got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, let us know in the comments, what do you guys think about these last 3 episodes? Biggest highlights, maybe some things that happened in these episodes we didn't talk about, because there's 3 episodes we had to cover here. And where do you think things are going? What do you hope happens next? Unless you know, please don't tell us. No spoilers, please. And how you feeling about everything so far when it comes to this show? Let us know in the comments below. Just so you know, we are watching Dan to Dan. We have our most recent review up, and we are caught up on Sakamoto Days. So we will be finishing that season out and doing a season review of that. If you have recommendations, let us know. We can't guarantee we'll watch whatever you say, but we will take it into consideration, especially because next season seems a little light. So we might have some open free time to watch some back catalog stuff. Unless you have recommendations on next season as well, because you showed me a couple things, but we don't really know much about any of like the new shows. So if there's any big hype, let us know.
Yeah, and sequels for other stuff, but he hasn't started those. So.
Yeah. I've been Seth. This is Chevy. Until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.